Okay, I really gotta give it up to Nintendo and the Odyssey team. This light is about to be the game of the year, and I'm super excited for this, man. I would look. I have a video coming up soon talking about Nintendo Switch 2, talking about something. I'm not gonna drop the title. Y'all gonna see it when I do post it. But after seeing this, man, I don't know no more. I don't know if I want to drop it. I'm still gonna drop it just because I really still have my gripes about the Nintendo Switch 2 because I haven't brought it yet, and I really want to play Mario Kart World. But this game takes it total it beats that for me, man. I'm like, wait, I need to get this game now. I need to get the Nintendo Switch 2 because oh my gosh, when I tell you guys, I woke up this morning, I didn't even know they was having a Nintendo Direct for this. I'm not sure if you guys knew or if this was a surprise. Please let me know in the comments below if y'all knew about this. But for Bananza, like the Direct for this, I was expecting like it, something to be like a short trailer, but I saw 17 minutes. I was like, okay, I like that. Let's watch it. So I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this game already. And I just believe that this game is going to be the game of the year. I promise you guys, if it's not the game of the year, please tell me how I should end my life. I'm just messing with y'all. But you guys, like, we have so much to talk about with this game. And for me, it really tickled my brain when I saw Nintendo post Pauline. I'm like, okay, why did they just post Pauline so quickly like that? And that's how I knew they was having a Nintendo Direct for this game. And then it made me thought, I was like, okay, maybe they post Pauline so quickly because of that leak that happened. But I said that's unusual for Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? So then I was thinking to myself, isn't the Void posted or the Odd Rock, isn't the Odd Rock supposed to be, I was supposed to be Pauline, but isn't supposed to be with DK the entire game? Or was that just, wasn't? And then when I saw the trailer and Pauline popped out, I was like, wow, she popped out quick. I was like, maybe that's towards the end of the game. And then I started seeing her actually in the beginning of the game as well. Like when they showed it in the trailer, in the first trailer, I'm gonna show you guys the clip, but if you see that in the first trailer, you see the Odd Rock on DK's back. And that's what I really want to talk about. I'm gonna talk about that later though. But that's something I'm going to catch up on because that really like surprised me. I was thinking to myself, like, is Pauline wasn't supposed to be shown earlier? Maybe Nintendo was like, once it got leaked, it was like, wait, maybe we need to just already drop Pauline because the people already know that's going to be Pauline. What if it's nicer to have Pauline on DK's back instead of the Odd Rock? And they seen that. And I promise you guys, I'm telling you, Nintendo definitely changed it up. I think Pauline was supposed to be opened up later on into the game. I think she was supposed to be later on. I think that's why they already had the mechanics already physically in the game. But I don't think she wasn't supposed to be like coming out of the Odd Rock yet. I think the Odd Rock was supposed to stay with DK unless they just did it for the demo. So I may have speculations on that, but more on that later. Now, when I seen that the DK movement and what he's going to be doing, obviously we saw it on the Nintendo Direct. We saw that obviously he's going to have punch, he's going to have roll, he's going to have slap, he's going to have a dive punch, and that was really cool to me. Like all those moves, DK just looks so expressive also as he jumps and stuff like that. I love that. This game is going to be super awesome. And then the mechanics of this game, it shows that you really can be very creative and you can do a lot. And I noticed that, when Nintendo games, I feel like they're going to be very more creative now because think about Mario Kart World, like how creative that game is. And I mean, obviously they still have more things I feel like it needs to, add to maybe to the, obviously the open world. But anyways, Donkey Kong, like in his movement, the roll jump, and something that caught me off guard when I was watching this, and I'm going to get to it's going to show in this clip coming up, is the chunk jump. And as you can see, he uses a rock to get an extra height, which is super like cool. And it made me think like, is that a play on to Chunky Kong? Because the chunk jump, and when you do like the jump, like with Chunky Kong, you do a double jump. If I'm not mistaken, on Donkey Kong 64, he does like this low barrel roll. But I could just be assuming that's just a Nintendo, and they play on words. You never know. But if I had to really be honest to you guys, I really think that the Odyssey team were really looking at like Donkey Kong 64 as, how can I say, the fodder of 3D Donkey Kong games, if I had to be honest. And I feel like they really did try to add a little bit of elements to that. In this trailer, they also show who the people who rule the ground, or let's say rule the underground, this realm, and they are called the Elders, and they live on Ingen Island, and the Elders are the guardian of the underground, and they call it home. And what these Elders had did was they discovered the Bananian Gem, and the Bananian Gem carried ancient Bananza power from it, and they just harvested that power and became known as Kong Bonanza, also Zebra Bonanza, and then Ostrich Bonanza, and they just basically hold the underground, the mining, and each, obviously they showed it in the trailer. Each underground has levels, and as you discover new levels, you discover new playing fields, new terrain, and it's not like it's the same thing. It's not like as you keep going deeper and deeper, you're finding lava or you're finding more dirt or more stone, whatever is underground or whatever. You find all that. No, you're finding like this whole other world, which I think that's super cool and super dope. And like I was saying before, like how I felt like the Odyssey team really resembles, from Donkey Kong 64. Obviously it's not technically like that, but just a little bit of the characters, like the ostrich flying, kind of reminds me of Tiny Kong, like, using her wings to guide. Zebra dude's running super fast. I really thought that, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong really was the most fastest character movement and stuff like that. And then obviously the heavy hitter Kong Bonanza, I really thought that would be more resembles of Chunky Kong, and that's why I say like this game really reminds me of that. Like it just does, and I really love that. If that's the case, they really are doing such a fucking good job. I love Nintendo for this. I hate Nintendo sometimes, but I love this, man. I'm super excited for this game. I can't wait to just speed run this game. This game's gonna have some crazy movement. Like, look at this. You can just you can go from Kong to Zebra to the ostrich, and like I love that. And then go right back to Donkey Kong. Like, you can't tell me the movement on this game is not gonna be super dope and crazy, man. And honestly, with our new villains, I was really expecting to hopefully see King K. Rool, but I'm not sure like how they're portraying these villains. Like, is this before King K. Rool or just after? Like, I don't know the time and range of this, obviously, because if we think about original Donkey Kong, when Donkey Kong took Pauline, and Mario had to go save her, or what they call the plumber at the time. But now this is like Pauline's a small girl, and that's why I'm confused. Like, what is the timeline of this? And then obviously earlier you seen Cranky Kong in the video, which also confused me. So we know that this is not Cranky Kong is not Donkey Kong, or not the original. We know that Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong, but this is a different universe because Pauline is not older. But I hope we kind of get some type of explanation on like what is going on in this universe, because I really feel that Nintendo is now starting to become more of a company that wants to be in expansion of the universe. So they're really trying to connect everybody into like one universe. And obviously I believe that Mario, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi are like the top characters are going to be in the same universe. I don't really see Link being there. I know I mentioned Link, I'm kind of going outside of the story, but I just had to say that because I really feel like there is some type of universe or some type of stuff that's going around here. We don't know what it is. I don't seem like they're in the same timeline or universe. And like I said, Pauline is a little girl, so we just have to see and wait to see what they're trying to do with this story. I'm very excited for the story because I really feel like in all rights that this is going to probably be one of DK's best games, if I had to be honest. And I can see it become one of the most popular games, so where they're going to keep making more 3D games of Donkey Kong. And I hope so too. I hope this will finally be like, hey, this game was so dope, was so good, we need to make more Donkey Kong games. But Donkey Kong needs that love, and I believe that when Donkey Kong 64 came out and I played that religiously. Like, I played that every single time I had a chance to. That was my favorite game, and to finally get something that has similar resemblance to it, and even probably gonna be even better, I'm super happy for that. And just all the new little challenges they have, like I love that. It's not like you're just exploring, you're trying to get to the objective. No, you're gonna also be able to explore around, play some mini games while also collecting and finding the Bananza gem, which I really appreciate about this game. just from the look at it, you could tell that the Odyssey team really took their time and thought like, okay, let's think about old Donkey Kong games and then implement that in the challenge. And just the same thing like they did in Super Mario Odyssey, they did the same thing with Retro Mario. They're doing the same thing with, obviously, on this game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. And my favorite thing that they showed on this Nintendo Direct was the skill points, man. The skill points and also the customization. The skill points is something that I was kind of like worried about, or not really worried about, like upgrades, basically. I was like, is DK going to get upgrades, or just like the baseline thing that is going to happen? I love when, games or even like single player games give characters development. Like, don't just have the character do the same moves over and over and over. It kind of gets boring. Have him get a new move set, have him get his moves even stronger, have it to where he like he can do the slap and he can see farther where the Bananza gem is at. I love that was added to this game. And I think them, we collecting stuff. Why are we collecting things? Like, I'm like, what's the point of me collecting these Bananza chips and I don't get nothing out of it? But with these Bananza chips, you can get something out of it, and that's why I really enjoy it. And also with these fossils, you're able to go to the item shop and able to buy new clothing. And this is really my favorite thing about the clothing. You don't just buy the clothes to obviously change the character, which is my favorite thing about this, the customization, because the customization is super cool. You can make classic DK. I'm sure they're gonna have that. You can change the color of DK's fur, which I really like. But when you get different outfits, and you can also change outfits for Pauline, let me also mention that too, which I really like. But with these outfits, they're not just for show, but they also give you a little bit more ability for certain things you can do. Like say for instance, if you wear this certain type of outfit, it helps you jump higher. Or if you wear this certain type of outfit, it helps you hit stronger. Or if you wear this tie, it helps you move faster, or something like that. That was when I seen that. That really like caught my heart. I was like, I love that they just didn't use it as just for show. And I'm assuming that's why I think the Odyssey team really needed. They need to stay making games because they look at Super Mario Odyssey and it was like, yo, with the outfits that Mario wore, he didn't really get anything but just for show. That's made these outfits for show, not for just for show, but also for new abilities in the game, gain benefits from that. And I love that from the Odyssey team. These I was about to say something foul, but these people did so good on this game. I love that. I love that. And I just can't wait to play this game. I really can't wait to like showcase this game. I'm really gonna try my hardest to really stream it as soon as it come out. I really hope that I can, get my streaming set up soon, but I doubt that. But it's okay. That's okay. I just can't wait for the game to come out, guys. I really want to know how excited you guys are. On the scale from 1 to 10, like, please drop it below in the comment how excited you guys are for this game, because I really want to know. Do you guys like Donkey Kong games? Do y'all miss the retro Donkey Kong games with the 2D side scrolling, or do y'all just miss Donkey Kong 3D games? Because I miss this, and I'm super excited for this to come out. Okay, so now I wanted to come back about Pauline and the Odd Rock. So, as I was saying earlier, I believe that the Odd Rock was actually supposed to be in the main game. Like, I think he was, no, I was about to say he. I think that she was supposed to be as an Odd Rock until like a certain later time in the period. Because I was looking at this direct, and then I was thinking about the older direct when they had the Nintendo Switch 2 one. And then I was thinking about the trailer, and I was like, then, in the trailer, which I stated earlier, the Rock was on DK's back. And then I think what happened was when they had that leak, Nintendo was just like, nah, we might as well just get rid of the Rock now and fully put Pauline in the game. And I think Pauline was supposed to come later into the game. That's why I think her animation is already in there. But I think the Rock was supposed to be, that's it. I think Pauline was supposed to come out the Rock later into the game. But I think Nintendo made adjustments, and I think they just did different adjustments to the cutscene. So I think maybe that cutscene when you see her come out the Odd Rock, I think that was supposed to be later into the game, like later. So that's why I'm assuming Nintendo didn't have no problem with adjusting it, because when that leak had happened, they was just like, damn, it's kind of ruined to now for the surprise, because I don't think they still was going to show Pauline in the Nintendo Direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza. But I just think they was going to keep that under wraps until we play the game. Or maybe they was going to show it regardless. Who knows? I really don't know. But that's just really my speculations on that. Because if you really watch the trailer, and even like if you watch when DK does like a roll, he does tuck her in. But I think in the other trailer, the Rock doesn't get tucked in. The Odd Rock, she doesn't get tucked in there. But in this, when DK does his roll, he tucks Pauline under there. So I was trying to really break it down and trying to figure out what that is and like why is that. But I really needed to I'm gonna have to really look at it again and like try to figure that out. But if you guys think that, please let me know, because I really believe that Nintendo was going to keep the Rock in the game until later on. But since they saw that Pauline was just popularized, and it was like, why not just put Pauline in the game and that would attract more people, I'm assuming. And I think that's what Nintendo did. And I think that's a great adjustment that Nintendo did, because like, how can you come from a leak? Obviously, you can't really hide things now these days. So Nintendo is just like, you know what? Let's just put Pauline in the game. Let's just make her, because I do think that Pauline was already supposed to be in the game. Obviously, she is in the game, but I think that she wasn't supposed to be, shown on DK's back until later. But now I'm just talking because I really don't know. Like I said, that's just speculations. We will hopefully see when the crew come out and they talk about the game, and they can talk more about, behind the scenes and stuff like that. But guys, I appreciate you for coming to my video and watching this today. I hope you guys have a great day. Please, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to me. Please like. I'm really trying to get up to 500 subscribers because I really want to do a giveaway when I do get there. I will talk more about the giveaway when it does come. But in the meantime, please drop that sub. Please like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.